Hello, welcome to Who's On Next, the podcast that'll steal your soul if you listen for too long. Today I have with me a VTuber known for their stop-motion characters and also for doing voiceover work for multiple characters on their VTubing streams. It is AlpineShowtime.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
Uh, doing good. Doing good.
We were talking for like 15 minutes prior to this.
Yeah.
It was
We were.
it was like when I interviewed Parker Simmons, the creator of Mau Mau, and I just remember I lost the first like 40 minutes of that podcast originally.
Oh
And
no.
Oh yeah, no, it went fine. It's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Because that interview went like 2 hours. He was super nice.
Okay. Okay.
And I just remember when we came back, he was just like, yeah, you missed it. I broke down like all the stuff from like the canceled Mau Mau season 2, and I shared all the secrets of the universe. And yeah, you guys missed it. It was great. It was 40 minutes of just content that you'll never know.
Yeah, guys, you missed the spicy one. Only on Patreon. You have Patreon? Ko-fi?
Do you have a Patreon?
I have a Ko-fi, but I'm not recording this. You are. This is your lovely little Pee-wee's house.
My Pee-wee house.
Yeah. I was watching the Tim Burton movie recently, so it's on the mind.
the first Pee-wee movie?
Yeah, the first Pee-wee movie.
Oh, that's like one of my favorite movies. I love that movie so much.
That movie's so crazy.
That's such like a perfect like comfort movie. That's like such a perfect comfort movie for me.
Oh man, I just love the whimsy of it. There was a point where I was like trying to figure out like inspirations for my content, and I was like, what about Tim Burton? Tim Burton kind of does stop motion stuff. I'm gonna go check out.
I wish he would again.
There was like one scene in Wednesday.
Oh yeah,
recently.
Wasn't there? I know in season 2 there's like a dream, like a flashback or something that's stop motion. But I'm like, man, it's been like 14 years. There was like a thing at the beginning of Beetlejuice 2 that they did stop motion, and I'm like, I just want him to do like a stop motion movie again, like so bad. It's
Tim Burton, you should make a VTuber model. I think it'd be really cool.
It's been 14 years since Frankenweenie. That's all I've been thinking
man, what? I saw that in theaters. That's crazy.
I did too.
That's crazy.
I'm old. No,
you're not. How old are you?
30.
30? Now you're not. Looks like 50.
I'm not
50.
When I've gotten to the point that now I've actually interviewed, I think like 1 or 2 people that are younger than me, and I'm like, it feels weird now, like talking to like interviewing people that are younger than me, even if it's like just a couple years. It's weird.
So we're a 5-year difference in age.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
Younger. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You and your generation.
Yeah, well, my generation's becoming the old one. Kids don't know what iPods are. I went to a convention. So my favorite thing ever in the world, my comfort, is Sackboy from Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
And I have a sketchbook, and I was meeting with VTubers, and I was like, can you draw a Sackboy? Just for the sake of more Sackboy art existing. And then a few VTubers were like, who's Sackboy?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, so you remember the movie 9?
Yeah, I remember 9.
Draw that and make him look cute.
They don't know who Sackboy is. You think they're going to know what 9 is?
Well, that goes back to Tim Burton because he produced that. It's full circle.
Oh my god! See,
yeah.
Look at this full circle. Look at this 360 roundabout. That's a circle. That's a circle. I don't know why I had you guys draw in your mind. You probably like, if you're, whatever.
Well, because I know that like I never played Little Big Planet because I didn't have a PS3. I didn't get into the PlayStation stuff until the PS4 because I was a Nintendo kid because I grew up with the game. I grew up with the GameCube, so I just was like, well, everything has to be Nintendo now because that's all I've ever grown up with. So
did you have a Wii during that era?
Yes.
Ah.
And then I got a Wii U, and I had it for like a year and a half, and then I had it for 2 years. I had the Wii U for 2 years, and then I was like, I don't touch this fucking thing anymore. And also, I have barely bought any games for this. I'm just gonna sell this thing. And then I sold it, and then I got a PS4.
Interesting. I PS4 is definitely going to be my last console. There has not been a new Little Big Planet game in 5 years.
I was gonna say there was that like platformer or whatever it was a few years ago.
Yeah, that was 5 years ago.
Oh my god, that was 5 years ago?
Yeah, Sackboy Big Adventure was 5 years ago.
I thought that was like 3 years ago. I thought that was.
I know. It's crazy. I don't know if you do this. I measure my own age by what console generation we're in. So like every console generation, I'm like, I was acting like this during the PS3 era. I was acting like this during the Wii era. That's how I measured my age as a kid.
I'm trying to think. Do I do anything specific to measure? I don't know why, but like I do things with movies sometimes.
Yeah, I can
I'll
see
be
that.
like, I remember this movie came out like this year. Like I remember I started middle school the year the first Michael Bay Transformers movie came out. Like,
okay,
that's like something I've done sometimes.
Yeah. I can see that, and that movie is like in a weird way, its own period piece. Not saying it's a good movie.
I don't. Well, I mean, I really like that movie.
Yeah,
but
I like the DS game.
I'm a Transformers person. I really like Transformers a lot. I'm somebody where I'm an adamant defender of the Bay movies. Not because they're good. Not because they're good. I like the first one. I'd say the first one is the closest to being a good movie. The first one.
The video games were good for the Michael Bay.
Oh,
games.
I had the Wii game.
Do you like it?
Yeah. It was probably one of the only sandbox games on the Wii.
Yeah, it was. I love they did like a Pokemon thing on the DS ones where it's like Transformers Autobots and Transformers Decepticons. So when my brother was playing Autobots, I was playing Decepticons. And that's my growing up story.
Well, it's like what
Yeah.
I was the villain, he was the hero, and that's all I did in my childhood. That's all I did. It
didn't feel like that being the little sibling, but that's how it be.
Well, it's like I remember the Decepticons were more fun to play because they had the better weapons in that game. So I remember Megatron had this broken ass cannon, like arm cannon, and it could destroy, I think, like every like, because every weapon had like a different like power level, like to how much destruction it could cause, because you could just destroy the city in that game. You could just fucking go around the city and just blow everything up. Megatron had like a fucking weapon where I think it could just take out like a whole block if you shot it, and it was so funny. Yes, it was so funny how busted it was.
Dude, I gotta play those games again. I actually really enjoy the Michael Bay games way more than movies, but that's me. That's me being honest with my feelings.
It's weird because I remember when those games were coming out, I always heard consistently how much like better reviews those games were getting than the movies that they were tied into.
Yeah,
because I remember when the Dark of the Moon game came out, that was like right after War for Cybertron, I believe. Okay. And I remember, I think they even got the people who did War for Cybertron to make that game. And I think that was like the best one from what I remember reading back in the day. Back in the day of Game Informer, when I had that magazine.
Game Informer. Do we have that here in Canada? I don't know.
I actually don't know. Let me check.
I don't know. Maybe we did.
Game Informer Canada. I spelled it Canada, but Canada. Or no, Cananda. That's what it is. I am not seeing anything about. Apparently it is in Canada.
Okay, interesting.
Canada, France, U.S., Canada, France, Spain, and Poland.
Oh wow. Okay. Man, I love video game magazines. I wish I owned more. I barely own any. I just like read them on an archive.
I have debated. Like, because I see people sell those like lots of like Nintendo Power, and I just think that's such like a fascinating like time capsule. Like, because I dug through like the Internet Archive and like looked at like some old Nintendo Power stuff, and it is fascinating reading stuff that old. Like when stuff was new, or like when like things were coming out.
Edgier.
And, like, well, oh god, I don't you might I don't know if you remember these ads, but I remember in like old magazines back when I was a kid, like Nickelodeon magazine and stuff like that, they would have these like paintings, and it was like these pieces people would do to like advertise, like, I don't know, like pizza bagels and just random stuff like that in video games. And they would always have these like over exaggerated like huge heads and mouths, and I need to like, oh god, I need to find extreme magazine ads. I don't know. I'm trying to find like a picture of it, because I have never known the name of that art style, but I just always remember it was like fisheye lens of like a character with like his mouth like extended, and they would just make their heads like fucking huge, and and I remember that was just like a way that people would advertise back then, was they would just like do these horribly exaggerated like caricatures of people to sell their product, and it had like nothing to do with the product, like at all. It would just be these like horrifically fucked up like exaggerated caricatures of like people, and they would just be like, hey, buy these pizza bagels.
I don't recall these ads.
I am digging, because I'm trying to find like just one. Where
it's so interesting. Like physical advertisements are not really what it used to be, because now like every ad is like on YouTube, and if you want to hear about a game, you're gonna see a YouTube ad about it.
Oh, I found one.
Watch on TV. Oh yeah, let's see.
I found one. It was like one of these kind of ads where it'd be like the kid wearing sunglasses or something. And
oh
like
my god!
I've seen. I don't even know what you call that art style, but I remember back in the day there were so many ads that were like that, where like they would just have these weirdly exaggerated like facial features or something.
Well, tubular.
Yes, and I remember even people act like, oh, that's such a 90s thing. Like, no, that was such an early 2000s thing too. Like
late 90s, early 2000s.
Early 2000s, like skateboarding, sunglasses, like kids doing extreme shit. Like, oh, I remember watching like old commercial compilations from like Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, and just like seeing ads of like kids jumping on trampolines and then breaking through windows, all because they really want their popsicles, like that kind of shit.
As a Canadian, we have a lot of like really funny Canadian. I wonder if I could recall one. It's not really like a tubular radical one, but it's this one PSA ad, and it's like, I guess it's on theme. To me, I interpret it as a kid getting bullied by his imaginary friend. But it's like this ad, and if anyone's listening and they know this Canadian ad, it's the one that starts like, Timmy, you know what I'm gonna do to you today? First, I'm gonna see you at recess. Then, I'm gonna take your lunch money.
I'm looking this up. I'm looking this up now. You know what I'm gonna do?
Canadian bullying ad.
Is it Concerned Children's Advertisers Timmy? That's like the name of the ad I just found.
Timmy, you know what I'm gonna do to you today? And like,
oh my god, I have a friend, a Canadian friend of mine just showed me this ad like a few weeks ago.
I love it.
It's like this kid in like the backwards baseball cap and like the red shirt. And it's like, isn't it like implying that like it's a kid who's like being bullied at school or something?
Yeah, but I love like he's like, Mom, I have something to tell you. He's like, what? No one likes a kid who tells. And the kid, like,
I just see it, and then the kid like disappears, like fucking no. When he like tells his
this
mom.
Is an imaginary friend. He has an abusive imaginary friend. That's what's going on.
Yeah, even I like found a picture of it, and then I was like, wait, I think I've seen this before. And then I like skimmed through it. Yeah, this fucking ad.
Yeah. First, I'm gonna take your lunch money. I love that picture.
I remember a friend of mine, because I have a couple friends who are Canadian, and they've shown me like some Canadian ads. You fuckers have like shockingly horrific PSAs in Canada.
Yeah, we do. There was that drug one. I forgot what it was, but it was like that.
I think about the one of like the woman working in like the
shoe store.
No, that's one. Was it like she like falls off the ladder onto like broken glass?
Yeah, she falls off the ladder, and they're like, "Yeah, it's work safety." And I'm like, "Oh God."
The one I remember seeing years ago was the woman working in like a restaurant, and she like slips on grease or something, and just like pours like boiling water all over her.
Oh
And they
no.
like they show her face for like a second, and you like just see like burns all over her fucking
Jesus
face.
Christ. Thank God I haven't seen this one. I haven't heard of. That sounds terrifying.
So
It was
I guess to ask the first question, because we've been
Oh my
doing
God,
for
we didn't ask the first question. We just talked about
no,
Canadian
we've just
actors.
been doing this for 15 minutes, just talking about.
Guys. Well, all right. Question number one. Drum
Well,
roll,
okay, so
please.
I guess what is it that got you interested in doing VTubing?
So actually, I when I first got into VTubing, I'm not gonna lie, I saw VTubing, I was like, this is stupid. My partner at the time, at the time, we're still dating. We, sh they were showing me VTubers, and they're showing me a bunch of like VTuber clips. I was seeing a lot of like Iron Mouse, Girl DM, Honey Goblin. I was seeing like lots of really cool VTuber models. And at the time, I was like kind of weirded out by the uncanniness of like this like animated character in the background. So I won't lie, at the time I wasn't like an angel, and I was like, I love VTubers since the day I saw them. Unfortunately, I was a bit of the meaner mindset, but I had like a really tragic event happen in my real life where my father passed away, and my father was like a big motivator for me to become an animator, learn how to draw, learn how to be creative. And when he passed away, I just needed a way to create, but not in the way he would have told me, but in a way that's so original that's I would not think about him, but I can still, do my craft without feeling so much pain. So I decided, okay, I was hanging out the graveyard a lot, and that's where my Frankenstein idea came up. And I was just thinking like, oh, we're gonna make a Frankenstein VTuber. It's gonna be a VTuber where they make other VTuber models. That's why they're Frankenstein, because they put the pieces together and stuff. And it was really an escape, you know. So that happened, and now I'm not a Frankenstein VTuber anymore. And the reason for that is I just got really bored of the theme. I've healed a lot since my tragic loss of my father. And I fell in love with the VTuber community. I met a lot of people that I was shown in the VTuber community, and they're really nice people. Like this is a beautiful community of really like supportive people who just want to help each other out. Really like creatively ambitious people, and I learned that, right? Like I came from the stigma of like VTubers to being like, oh, VTubers, and it was like this strange thing, But I don't think I would have been like that had I not been involved the way I was. But I got tired of the ordinary face tracking. I got tired of having like hyper cool model. We live in the phone era. We live in the doom scrolling and social media era. And to be honest, I'm kind of tired how much people advertise, like not just VTubers, like I'm talking everything, where it's like, look how cool this is, loud, hey guys, boom boom, color color. And I wanted to rebrand into something much softer. Like I grew up with old animation that's really tender. Like this, they don't rush into things. They're very quiet and they're very toned down. So I said, okay, I'm gonna rebrand. So I did. The day later, bada bing, bada boom. Hi, COVID. COVID came
Oh
and it
God!
took me
Oh
out for 2 months. Right the
God!
day I said I was gonna rebrand. I was lying down in a bed, suffering, and luckily X-Men '97 just came out, enough for me to get a Disney Plus free trial, and I still had it running. So I ended up watching Peter Pan and Alice in Wonderland on repeat while phasing in and phasing out due to like COVID.
Oh,
And
having
I was
having the COVID
brainstorming.
having COVID flu and watching Alice in Wonderland would just sound like that would fuck me up.
Right? But I kind of liked it. I really wanted to welcome it. And I was thinking about what my VTuber should be the whole time because, I just said I was going to rebrand on my socials. And, I was just going in and out, in and out. And then after I recovered, I said, you know what I just felt? What if a VTuber felt like that? What if my VTuber was that? And that's how I am here.
The embodiment of COVID. What if my VTuber felt like a COVID high?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's how it happened. So in a weird way, I call it the best COVID of my life Because like when I was like a little bit better, I ended up playing Red Dead Redemption 2 from beginning till end between that. But that's not related. That's just a fun thing I did. I wouldn't have been able to play Red Dead had it not been for COVID. So thank you, COVID, and damn you to COVID.
All I
Anyways,
had when I first had COVID was I lost my sense of smell and I couldn't eat and I couldn't taste anything for like 2 weeks. That's all I
no,
had.
I was dizzy. I was like sleepy and just stuck in the bed. I couldn't
That's
do
the thing.
anything.
COVID didn't fuck me up like it did
Yeah,
other people. Like that's the worst that it got for
yeah.
me was I
Did you have
just
it
couldn't
early?
taste anything.
Because I got it late stage, like bit like 2 years in COVID.
Oh no, I got it
Um.
in like October of
Okay.
2020. Like I got it like
Okay.
the year of.
Okay. Yeah. So I got it like a bit later. So I think that I don't know how diseases work. The doctors don't question me. I did the nose thing. It said I had COVID. That's how I know.
I am not a medical professional. I just know what the thing tells me.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is the best COVID ever. But yeah, that's how I got to where I am now.
Well, and what was the main? Was there like one main inspiration for your character, or was there like multiple inspirations?
So there was multiple inspirations. So right when I said I was gonna rebrand, the day right before I had COVID, I pulled up a picture of there's this Italian character named Arlecchino. If you search it up, don't get it mistaken with the Genshin Impact character. That has nothing to do with the character.
How do you
There's an
spell it?
Italian character. I'll spell it here. Arlecchino. And just to help out, I'm gonna write Commedia dell'arte, which is a Renaissance kind of theater. And this was I didn't know what I wanted, but I just knew that character, Arlecchino from Commedia
Oh,
dell'arte.
yeah, I've seen art of this character before.
Yeah, very old
Is it
character. And I was like,
is it
what's
tied
that?
is it tied to Mardi Gras a little bit? Because I feel like I've seen a character that
Maybe.
looked very similar to this with like Mardi Gras.
Maybe. Because he's connected to Carnevale. And as a kid, like I used to celebrate Carnival at my schools at the time. And they would always I don't know why my school specifically loved Arlecchino. It did. So ever since that made me kind of like think about, okay, this is a character only I would make a VTuber of. And originally it was gonna be that. It was gonna be like a VTuber version of this. And after COVID, it changed a lot of how I felt about the character. And then I started watching Jack Frost, the Rankin Bass movie.
I
Believe it
had
or
a
not,
feeling. I had a feeling that
yeah,
might have been an inspiration.
yeah. Believe it or not, I actually did not decide to be a stop motion VTuber until 1 year after designing myself. Like it was a last minute decision, and it was because of Jack Frost. Literally, I had a 2D model. I had like a setup. I had an art style. I had a logo. I had everything to be a VTuber. And I saw Jack Frost, and I was like, I'm tired. Maybe I'll give up being VTubing. But before I quit, maybe I'll try out a VTuber in Jack Frost style. And it popped off. Had that not popped off, I might have quit VTubing. It's very very interesting.
Have you ever like publicly shown like what the character was originally going to look like?
Many times. I think I have a
Okay.
blog about it. You can find it on my Ko-fi. There's like a blog
Okay.
about like the creation of it.
So how is
Like
it? Because it's 3D modeled.
yeah.
How and you yourself made the model?
Yes, so I did the 3D modeling and then I did the programming for the software. At least now I did. Before I used to do it on VTube Studio and OBS. And just animating all the frames and stuff. It's if I had to compare it, I'd say like Donkey Kong Country is a good comparison where it's like pre-rendered 3D and then you put it together to create like a series of animations.
Right. And did you already know how to do that, or did you have to learn to do that?
So I kind of knew but kind of didn't. Like I didn't know how to do the clay stuff, but I knew how to do 3D and I knew how to do rigging. And I can say it now. Restitched, a video game I worked on, which the demo just came out, actually was my very first ever project rigging. And it was the first time I ever learned how to rig was working on that video game. And it taught me a lot about 3D there. And had I not done that, I don't think I would have been able to just bother doing this idea.
And was it, I guess, where, because I know that like it's a thing with a lot of VTubers where they have lore or they have like maybe
Yeah.
they'll have characters or things like that. Where did the idea for I guess all the background and story of your character, like where did all that come from?
Ooh. Okay, so we talked about actually before the podcast. I talked about Little Big Planet. It's my favorite thing ever. And if you play Little Big Planet, you boot up the game says, ideas. Where do ideas go? And then they tell you about this beautiful place called the Imagisphere. And they tell you about Craft World and the idea of like your ideas forming a completely different realm. But it's not just your ideas, it's everyone's ideas. And because I love Little Big Planet so much, I was like, this is my lore. That's I'm gonna steal that from that video game and I'm gonna make it my thing. So my lore is Verdana Alpine is your long forgotten imaginary friend, and they desperately crave your attention. They desperately crave your friendship, which is why they stream. Which is important to me because I wanted a reason why the VTuber is a VTuber. Because it's really funny. Because before I was a Frankenstein VTuber, but there's no reason why a Frankenstein would stream on Twitch.
I
So
just thought it was cool.
I just thought it would be fun. So, so that formed that. But now I recently did my season 2, and season 2 is called AlpineShowtime and the Sea of Son 2. And funny enough, I got sick again, like in between the end of season 1. But instead of watching like Disney Plus, I was watching SpongeBob. So I was like, oh, I'm sick again. I'm gonna think about season 2 while I'm sick.
I'm
so
sick.
Now whenever
Fuck
I'm
yeah.
sick, yeah. So whenever I'm sick, I just am like, I'm gonna think about the next season. It's weird. I don't decide what to do next until I get sick. It's not healthy. I don't. I don't do it on purpose.
I've known people where they only start doing shit until they're given a deadline. Like they won't do something unless someone tells them like, oh, you have 2 weeks, and I'm like, okay, shit, I'll start working on it now. Like they procrastinate. I know someone who like would just procrastinate the fuck out of anything unless they were told they had a deadline. Like
Yeah. So I have like 3 minutes of excitement to do any project, and if those 3 days are up, I just can't finish that project. It's tough on me, and I have to really like whip myself to get projects done. That's my workflow. It's I call it weeding out the bad ideas.
well, and
Don't recommend.
well, I was gonna say because you also have multiple characters because you have
Yes.
you have your main character, you have Galvini.
Yeah. Yes.
And you have like several other side characters. And I guess what was the idea behind all of those characters?
So believe it or not, the secondary characters was always a thing in my VTuber since I first ever became a VTuber. Since day one, like there was multiple characters. And the reason why is when you're a new streamer, no one's gonna watch a person they never heard of, right? No one's gonna magically appear in chat. And I don't like talking with no one around. It's just, I don't know, it's so awkward. Like, here, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna stop talking, and then you're gonna have to talk to yourself. Ready?
Oh, yeah. As you like you're saying right now, I have the same issue because I don't like streaming. I don't like streaming when I'm by myself. I need somebody there when I
Exactly.
if I stream a game. It's why I don't stream games that often because I'm like I'm boring. I feel I am very boring if I don't have somebody there to like talk to.
Yeah.
Because I always think about the one live stream I ever deleted. Was I played Hi-Fi Rush for like 3 hours.
Okay.
I probably didn't even say more than like 50 words that entire stream.
It's hard.
I don't have anything to say. I'm like,
right?
I don't like talking by myself. Like, I guess, like, I don't like just like, I don't know. I guess I just think it's weird to like play a game and then be like, ooh, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. Oh, this part's so fucking hard. Like, no, I don't like that. I don't like doing that.
It's so weird. It's so awkward.
It feels so uncomfortable and awkward being by myself. Like when I play it, when I'm like trying to like engage, especially if you don't have a lot of people there on stream. So you're just like, okay, so I'm just by myself playing this game with nobody to talk to. So
no, you got it. Literally, so I was struggling with that. right? And I was like, why don't I have two characters so I could talk to myself, but like it would be natural because they're two characters, right? And my system rule for having two characters on stream is this: you say something, if there's awkward silence, just make the second character argue with what you just said right now. It's always a fun conversation.
Oh, it's the
What did you just say?
it's the ventriloquist
Oh,
argument. Yeah.
yeah, it's a ventriloquist argument. It's not a ventriloquist argument. Excuse me, I'm in a podcast. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that.
That's what I'm saying. It's the ventriloquist argument.
Yeah.
That's what I've always called it. If someone has two different characters together, it's like, well, have one character be an asshole and have another person be the straight man, and there you go.
Exactly.
Like,
So that's my philosophy with it. So believe it or not, Galvini actually was not going to be a character in my rebrand because Galvini was in the Frankenstein era of my VTubing. And the whole name Galvini comes from a scientist named Luigi Galvani. And if you search it up, he's a guy who electrocuted like dead frogs to see how their muscles twitch. This is a very
okay.
Frankenstein thing. So I was like I was really against putting Galvini back. I wanted to make a new character. I had this idea of like a little light bulb like character and they would sing songs. But I didn't have a model yet, but Galvini's model was already done because I was learning the 3D style. So I had a model already done, and I found a song from the Cabbage Patch Kids. And I don't know if you've seen the short, but it's the one that goes, "I think I'm crazy. I know they think
is it
I'm
like a
crazy."
commercial or is it an actual like short they did?
It's part of the movie, from what I understand, but it's like a little song. So I animated over it. I just had Galvini sing that segment just as a test animation. Everyone loved it. Everyone, like all of my friends were like, "This is one of the best things you've ever done." And like I love Galvini so much. And I was like, "Oh, damn it. Well, now everyone loves Galvini. I can't get rid of him." And so now since I already had a voice for him and Galvini was an original character, I just decided, okay, let's throw away the light bulb character, just bring Galvini back. The model's already done, saves me work, saves me time.
So what did he look like originally?
Galvini actually in the original Frankenstein VTuber, he was green and he had a brother that was purple. And that was the original Galvini, but then the Galvini we know with the space outfit. I had a friend, Heavens to Betsy, and she was like such an encouraging VTuber figure for me, and a lot of VTubers. But and this was one of the big reasons why I decided to rebrand. I was like, she was one day she was like a Betty Boop goat kind of like VTuber at the time, and she was kind of like upset with her brand and she wanted to rebrand to something else. At the time, I didn't get it. I was like, why would you want to rebrand like such a cool, theme like that? But my friend Betsy was like, I want something that's my own, something that's, me. And, at the time I didn't get it, but now I do. And she wanted to rebrand to a space VTuber. So she did. But I didn't realize she would only have 2 weeks left to live.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I was like really heartbroken about that. And like the Galvini is not like a recreation of my friend, but just as a little memento piece, I decided to give another Galvini the space outfit. And in a theme of forgotten imaginary friends, it's very interesting how that character came back, thanks to popular demand. Because I was planning against it, right? So, that's where that inspiration came from. And yeah.
Well, and
big shout out to Betsy. Sorry. It's a bit of a darker note.
She passed away like right after she rebranded?
Very recently. I don't remember exactly how long, but like maybe a month or a few weeks.
Oh my God.
Very recently. And at the time I thought rebranding was a stupid idea at the time, right? And then she was saying it's like when you're a VTuber, you have to feel like yourself, right? You have to feel like you have your identity as a VTuber. And me, I was a Frankenstein VTuber, but I have much more love with retro media than hyper Frankenstein. And I was like, okay, I was heartbroken about it. But then I was like reflecting a lot, and I was like, Betsy was right. You should rebrand into the VTuber you want to be. And so that's when I announced, maybe a year later, I was like realizing how upset I was with my brand. and a year later I announced I was going to rebrand. Then COVID, and the rest is history. Yeah.
I remember.
Sorry, it's not a bright story.
Oh no, you're fine. I just
Yeah.
because I was thinking back because I interviewed another person, Fairbanks, another VTuber.
Yeah.
And I remember they told me they had the same. They kind of had the same issue with rebranding because they hated the character they were associated with for a long time.
Yeah.
And they just decided, I just don't want to do this anymore because I'm just sick of it. Because they only did the character they had because they had an old username. I forget, it was like something Hammer the Shark. So their VTuber was a shark, and they fucking hated that name because it was a name they came up with when they were like younger, but it had been their thing they attached to everything. So they were like, well, I guess I have to be a fucking shark. So
that's so funny.
Yeah, and now they've rebranded to like a cyberpunk character instead. And I remember they told me that like the day they retired that character, they just immediately rebranded the day of, changed their Twitch name and everything.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, and they said the same thing. I didn't know that when you change your name on Twitch, they basically hold on to that for like half a year. So if you rebrand, you really want to mean it on Twitch.
You don't have to change your username either, if you're like me at least. Because I kept the name AlpineShowtime all 5 years.
Yeah.
The only difference is my Twitch username used to have an underscore at the end. So I was like fighting for my life to remove that underscore.
Please, Twitch, just let me get rid of the underscore, please.
Yeah, because it used to be AlpineShowtime underscore for no reason. I'm like, why do I feel like a fake of myself. I don't know why I did that.
Well, and what about the other characters you have? Because you also, I don't remember their names. I didn't write them down.
So we have the Red Rabbit, Lucky, and Lucky is the one that talks like this. Hello, I'm Lucky the Red Rabbit. And believe it or not, Lucky's actually one of my oldest characters. When I was a kid, Lucky was one of my childhood OCs.
Really?
And so, yeah, so it kind of went full circle, where Lucky is kind of like this old, washed up imaginary friend who's just so used to like living in obscurity. And that's kind of his character. And originally, Lucky was also going to be one of the replacements for Galvini. And I had shorts with Lucky, but they didn't really captivate as much people as Galvini did. And I think a big part of that has to do with Galvini is just, if it's a series that's appeal is about childhood nostalgia, to have a childhood-like character is just way more appealing than a grumpy old rabbit.
And so, I
was just gonna say I also made him a Red Rabbit because as a kid there was a font called the Red Rabbit on my computer and I like that font a lot. That's it.
I've got to be honest. When I first saw the character, I thought he was a dog.
Yeah. Everyone says that to me, but you know what? I think about Muppets and I'm like, it takes a while to figure out that Kermit's a frog.
Well, it's I think it's like when you're a kid and you're told that Kermit's a frog, you're just like, yeah, that's a frog. Like you're just told that, and you're like, yeah, that's a frog.
In fairness, I don't consider myself the best 3D modeler. So a lot of my designs, I have like very complicated designs and I oversimplify it. Like Galvini's helmet is one of the best examples where people are like, I thought that was a hat or an afro. It's a helmet. I just didn't know how to do glass at the time I made the model. And now it's too late.
I remember you did like the turnaround for Galvini, and it's like a Game and Watch type thing almost.
Yeah.
Where like it's like the Mickey's ears. How like Mickey's ears always stay in the same place no matter what direction he moves his head.
Just in 3D. It's like a plate. Yeah. So I just think that's hilarious. But you know what? I think like something about the weird simpleness of it makes the character. Because for season 2, I was gonna rebrand. Galvini was gonna have like an aqua, like an aqua cyclops what do you call it? Scuba, like an old 1950s scuba outfit.
Oh, like the SpongeBob movie, like an old scuba diver.
Yeah, helmet. Like the Cyclops. And originally, I actually had a model for it, and I was like, no, this is bad. It didn't hit the same when Galvini's helmet was normal.
Was it like you were just gonna see his face in like the little porthole on the helmet, or like what?
So it was gonna flip up like Iron Man's helmet. You know how like the mask can like just flip up. So the mask would flip up every single time, and then it could close, and it could change the voice. and that was the original pitch. And I made it. And I looked at it and I was like, this ruins why I like Galvini. So I decided to just recolor Galvini and call it a day.
Was it just not as it just wasn't as cute as the
It
original
it just
design?
wasn't as cute. It lost a lot of that like simple appeal. Something about the plate at the back of Galvini's head is so iconic now. I can't change it.
What was the voice like? What was it like gonna be like fucking Darth Vader in his voice, or like what was it gonna be like when he had the helmet?
You know what? I don't know. It'd probably be like really reverby though. Knowing me, it'd be like a deep reverb.
You should do like the I can't even think of an example, but I know I've seen this in cartoons before, where like the voice is like super super deep, and then you like open up the helmet, and then it's just like like the little tiny voice coming out of it when you actually see the face.
Hello there, I'm Galvini. Yeah. And then I guess the last two characters we're still talking about the characters is I don't know if you've seen the Halloween special.
I have
for
seen
Halloween
the Frankenstein's monster and the scientist character.
Yeah, so the Frankenstein. I'm not. Are you talking about the black and white one or the green one?
The black and white one.
Yes, so the black and white one's actually a remake of the Frankenstein era VTuber.
Okay.
So I decided every Halloween, I just go back to that old VTuber theme, but with the new tricks I learned with the stop motion stuff. So that's what that's about. That's why every Halloween I change my VTuber. It's a pay tribute.
So it is technically, so it's not the same character.
It's like an alternate universe.
Okay.
Think of it like I'm a Marvel fan, so I think of it like I don't know if you know Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah,
of it like
I
that.
have a couple of those comics.
Yeah, so I treat it like Ultimate Spider-Man, where it's like there's 616 Spider-Man, and that's like the original timeline, but the Ultimate's like a renewed, more modern take of the characters that has nothing to do with the past, but you can follow it from the beginning, middle, and end. So that's how I treat my VTubers, is that mindset.
And what's the story with the Frankenstein monster? Like, because there's another character, isn't there? Like
Like the big one,
yeah, the big one,
the big guy. Yeah, his name is the big guy. That one should be easy to remember.
Oh,
so big guy and Casper are both the originals. For the new lore, Casper is actually this created by the same imaginary friend creator of Verdana, the main character, and they have the same creator. The difference is Verdana was made when that creator was a kid. Casper was made when that creator was like in their teens.
okay.
So like when you become a teenager, you become more edgier and you become more like interested in like the dark and morbid. So despite them being related, they're nothing at all due to the difference in like how you behave in age and when they were made.
So it's not like they're technically they're technically brothers, but they're also technically like alternate universe versions of each other.
Yeah, it's weird, but that's pretty much what it is. They're siblings, but they're not siblings, but they're like a darker take. Yeah, that's it.
Well, and because you've also no, you see your thing.
Yeah. Oh, and I was gonna say, and Big Guy has no lore yet. To be seen in October. You go on.
I was gonna say because you've also done different variations of your character because I remember you did like a Pingu style model. You recently did the Freddy Fish one.
Yeah.
And I guess what has been the process for having to do like all these different variations, I guess, of your character?
One simple word: fun. I think it's really boring when you have the same model all the time. And believe it or not, like my first claymation model was my old VTuber, and had I not explored like that, I would have never dared to do a stop motion VTuber. So it's kind of tradition for me to just attempt that and just kind of see what's possible because you never know what you can come up with.
And do you know how many you've done at this point? Like how many like different variations you've done of the character?
No, actually, but it is more than 30. It's more than 30.
Oh my god.
It's more than
oh
30.
my god. And that's just with the current branding that you've done.
Combining it's more than 30, but the current brand is about 7 at the moment.
Okay. Because I know would the Putt Putt one count? Because you technically did you not technically
Yeah, there's
do
the
that
Putt Putt one. There's the MS Paint one. There's a few I haven't shown anyone, like the Parappa the Rapper one, which I made, and I never showed anybody.
There's a Freddy Fish. There's the
Freddy Fish,
Pingu.
Pingu.
That's 5.
What else is there? There's others too. Oh yeah, there's a dwarf one. I've never shown anyone.
There was the Doom one. The Doom one too.
Oh, yeah. There's a Doom model. A dwarf model that I have not showed anyone. There's a creepypasta one that exists in the vault, just to tell people. But that's really why they're there. But it does exist. But people keep being like, please make a creepypasta model, please, please. I don't want to. I already did, and I threw it in the vault.
I would say the aesthetic works. The aesthetic would definitely work.
But I'm really against going analog horror with my VTuber just because it's been done too much. And like you can tell who's young in my comments by why is it not scary? Where's the horror? Where's the jump scares? And it's like,
this innocent happy-go-lucky bullshit.
Yeah, because like kids associate retro history with horror. Like they know it through like I don't know. Was it Five Nights?
Bendy, Five Nights. God, what else?
Bristol Cove.
Oh, I guess that's
if that counts.
Trying to think. There's so much. Like I'm not really into analog horror, so I don't really keep up with any of that. It's one of those things where I don't want to be old man yells at cloud with shit. Like I don't want to be that guy, but there's just been like so much stuff where I'm just like, things can just be fun. Like they can just be fun. Like why do they?
I do have to bring up that childhood media is different in 2026. Remember, kids don't watch TV anymore. They watch YouTube. Their childhood, instead of growing up with Kermit, they're growing up with PewDiePie and Mr. Beast.
Oh God, I haven't thought about PewDiePie in years.
Maybe not anymore. I don't know. Is he still popular? I don't know anything about
I just know he moved to Japan. That's like all I know.
That's all I know.
That's like all I know.
Yeah,
because I was reading a thing that like depressed the fuck out of me like 2 days ago, where I think it said
happened?
like, I think it was like the current. I don't remember where I read this, but it said something about how like there had been recent polling, and I think they had found out that like the current generation of children is like as illiterate as like the children growing up during the Great Depression. And that made me really sad reading that.
That explains why my nephew couldn't read that comic I gave him.
Oh.
Because he's like in 5th grade, and I'm like, here's a Spider-Man comic book. And he's like, can you read this for me? I'm like, you can read it. I can't read it.
Oh, God, it again, I hate being old man yells at cloud, but it genuinely depresses me, like how often I just feel like kid shit. There's nothing. I remember watching a video that talked about this, saying like there's no safe space for like kids online anymore.
No, there's not.
It was like there's no CartoonNetwork.com, there's no Nick.com, there's no Club Penguin, like there's no like one good place. Well, there's Roblox. I'm like, Roblox is not what it was 15 years ago.
Roblox is also like way too open online, if you know what I mean.
Roblox is not what it was like 15 years ago, because I actually remember I used Roblox when I was like 13, back in like 2009.
Same.
That was back when Roblox was like a much more niche thing.
Yeah.
Like, and it was actually kids and teenagers using it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's
Don't
gotten
kill Dora, or find out who killed Dora. Was that what it was?
That
who killed
remember,
SpongeBob?
I remember the Hard Rock Cafe, like the little like meet, like
the pizza one's still there.
The little hangout places.
Mm-hmm.
And I see what Roblox is now, and I'm like, this is like, not even remotely what it was like when I was a teenager. Like not even close. It's I don't know, it just depresses me that like kids now just don't have I miss Flash games. I miss Flash games, man.
I was playing Mario Flash games like last week, and I was like, oh, maybe I should stream this.
I got Flashpoint like last year, and I was just like, God, I miss, like, I was playing a bunch of the old Cartoon Network games from like when I was a kid, like the Billy and Mandy stuff, or like the old like Powerpuff Flash games, and I was just like, I miss shit like this so much that
It's crazy. Kids don't grow up with that. Like all kids are okay with like playing a GTA ripoff and watching 5 minutes of ads to play 2 more seconds of a GTA ripoff.
Oh, it's like I mean
Yeah.
I think every kid grew like played or watched things they weren't supposed to. I think every kid did
Yeah.
that. Like every kid did
Newgrounds?
that.
How dare you?
Oh, I've used Newgrounds when I was 10 years old, and I should
Yeah.
not have been using Newgrounds when I was 10
Mm-hmm.
years old.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was funny because I was like, oh, they have like a Sonic and a Mega Man section, so that's all I would do on Newgrounds was I would just go
Oh
to
yeah,
like
they
the
used to have
Sonic section.
sections.
Yeah, they
I
used
used
to
to
have
love the
like
Pac-Man section. That was my favorite.
yeah, they had designated sections for characters and things
Yeah.
like that. And I remember I used to watch like the old Newground, like the old Mega Man like Flash games and Sonic
Yeah.
shorts and like that kind of stuff. And
You had to wait like 5 minutes for it to load.
yeah, and like the old it's not like they were amazing games, but it was just like just time
Yeah.
killers, just really fun time
Yeah.
killers. Was just a lot of that stuff. And that's
Also,
what most
like,
of the Cartoon Network stuff was.
yeah. Another aspect I like about Newgrounds specifically was there was this like kind of like hint of you could do this too if you had Flash. And like it kind of like sparks your creativity up a little bit, at least for me, where I'm like, oh my god, if I had Flash, I could do all these things. Because my dad had Photoshop on his computer, and I always wanted Flash. I was begging, but it's only until like I became a teenager I started using Flash and animating for my first time.
I sometimes think about how like because I remember that boom of like voice actors and animators that like got big on Newgrounds in like the
Yeah.
late 2000s, like the Ego Raptors, the Rosses,
Ego Raptors, yeah.
the Kira Bucklands, like those kind of people. And I just
Yeah,
think
yeah.
like, man, if I was like 3 years older, I could have been a part of that. Like
Yeah,
if I
no,
was
I think
like
about that too.
I still
Oh,
I
man.
think about that to this day where I'm like, if I was just like 3 or 4 years older, I could have been a part of that.
You know what though? The
probably.
tech is more accessible this year though.
Oh yeah, now it's more
Now it's
accessible to get.
accessible, but the
Like,
problem is it's more competitive if you think of it in that mindset.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just like, man, if I grew up in that era, I could be the one on Smiling Friends, like that kind of shit.
Oh man. Smiling friends, would you like an Alpine Showtime? Worth a shot. Worth a shot. Yeah. No, it's
What did they have in Canada, like in terms of like kids websites and stuff like that? I know Teletoon.
we had
was a thing.
Treehouse. Treehouse was one of my favorites to go to. So
I know,
treehouse.com.
I know. Teletoon was like basically the Canadian Cartoon Network
Teletoon
equivalent.
and YTV. But to be honest, I just went on Cartoon Network anyway. Like, who's gonna stop me?
I was gonna say, like, I had always wondered,
Yeah.
like, I had always wondered, did Canada have blocks on Cartoon Network? Like, could you
No.
not go to the
We-
Cartoon Network website?
we would just go anyway.
I just assumed Teletoon was just the equivalent. Like, I would think,
Yeah.
like, in Canada, you would type in cartoonnetwork.com and it would just take you to Teletoon.
Yeah.
Because I knew Teletoon was your guys' Cartoon Network because all the
Yeah,
Cartoon
yeah.
Network shit was on Teletoon.
Yeah, I didn't really care. I would go both Teletoon and Cartoon Network. If anything, it felt like more options, even though like they're kind of the same website. I would just play either, and I remember I was addicted to specifically. Was a show called Kids Next Door?
Yes.
Was that the one?
Kids
with
Next
the bald
Door.
kid with sunglasses.
Yeah.
That was my
Yeah.
favorite.
I interviewed
Oh, and
that
Ben
guy.
10. You did?
Yeah, Ben
What?
Diskin. I interviewed him like 12 years ago.
Whoa, that's so cool. Yeah, no, I love Kids Next Door, the game. I never watched the show actually, so I
Oh,
feel
did
like a
you
liar
like?
now.
Did you? I know they had. Did you like? Which of the Flash games did you play? Because I used
It
to play
was-
the Kids Next Door Flash games a lot.
I think it was like, was it a Metroidvania or was it like it was, just a platformer?
Wait, was it? Let me get a picture because I think I know what one you're talking about. Because they had a bunch of
Yeah.
Kids Next Door Flash games, but I think I know what one specifically you're talking about.
Yeah, it
Was
was like a-
it? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? I know. Is it the one where it's like all the different villains or whatever, and you're like descending platforms and you play as like all the different kids?
I remember you play as all the different kids. I don't remember the villains though,
Was
but
it?
I know you play the kids.
Was it this one?
Oh, I think it is actually. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Oh man, it looks so different from my memory. But yeah, that's it. I know it.
Well, because I remember as a kid, they
Yeah.
actually that Flash game was actually really interesting because I remember as a kid when Kids Next Door was premiering, I was like 6 years old. And I
Yeah.
remember going on the Cartoon Network website and they actually released that episodically, if I remember correctly.
Whoa. Okay.
So, like, I think it was the build up to the release of Kids Next Door. Like, every week they would release a new section of the game. So you could play
Really?
as like each different kid up until it's crazy the shit they were doing back then. Like you'd think like yeah, they
Oh,
were
we don't.
releasing this Flash game in episodes. Like
Man, that's why I kept coming back to it because I remember I kept booting this one up, even though I never cared about the show. I was specifically in love with this Flash game. It was this, and there was a Ben 10 one. Was it in a mall or something? It was like really
oh,
good.
there was one Ben 10 Flash game I remember playing a lot, but I'm trying to I
Yeah,
think it was
it was like a top down ish, but
oh
like
yeah, yeah,
Zelda
yeah.
kind of
I found it.
POV.
I found it.
Yeah, yeah,
It was I think it was like the first big one they did. The Battle
yeah.
Ready, the one where you could play as like yeah, this one.
That one, I thought this had the best graphics. I was like, whoa, it looks just like the show.
I
Oh
remember
wow.
I remember like talking to somebody like a few years ago and I kind of realized we don't know who made a lot of these games, which
No,
is
we
I
don't.
just find kind of crazy that they don't have any sort of crediting for these games. I've been
You know
able
what?
to
That is
find out
crazy.
through I've been able to find out through happenstance who a couple people were cuz
Uh-huh.
I found one person who actually uploaded a lot of their old Flash games to their website.
Yeah.
I think it was like somebody who did stuff for like Disney, like some of the Disney Flash games, and he's
Okay.
uploaded like some of his stuff on his website. And
That's
I
so
don't know how.
cool.
There's another guy I found, and I don't know how I found him, but
Uh-huh.
I think Flashpoint sometimes will actually like credit someone like with the game. I think
Whoa, that's cool.
sometimes it will. And
I'm down with Flashpoint after this.
I remember finding like two different people like who made a couple of these games. I want to know who made the
Yeah.
Lilo and Stitch sandwich stacker game.
Okay. I don't remember that one.
Really? Oh, that was like
I
one of the
actually never played Disney Flash games. Now that I think about it, I don't recall a single
really.
one. No.
I was gonna say sandwich stacker was always like that. That's like one of the ones I always see people like go to when they talk about like
Really?
old Flash games, because it's like food is like falling from the sky and you have to like catch it
Oh.
on the platform and you have to see like how high you can get it like before you and you have to make sure you
Yeah.
don't hit like rotting food that's like falling from the sky.
Huh, interesting. Yeah, I never watched it. I played like YTV or sorry, Nickelodeon games. And I played Teletoon, aka Cartoon Network games, and that was my main go-to was those. So I played like a lot of SpongeBob Flash games. I think my favorite was like Where's Gary? And it was like this picture of SpongeBob crying. They used to break my heart as a kid.
Oh, let me look
So
this up. Do I remember
I
this
remember there was
game?
like a Pong mini game where you have to fight Karen and Pong, and I used to like,
Oh,
rage quit.
I think I found it. Is it? It was. I think I played this one.
Yeah.
Was it Trail of the Snail? This one.
Yeah, that one. That's the face. I used to be like, why is SpongeBob so sad? It used to break my heart. Because you're a kid, that's your hero, right? It's like this is the most heartbroken I've seen this guy.
Oh,
Oh.
what was the Disney equivalent? Like the Disney Channel equivalent in Canada? Like, did they just have Disney Channel, or was it something else?
I'm certain we had Disney Channel, it's just my house didn't.
I know. I think my
So
buddy said that they had I think it was the Family Channel had like some Disney stuff.
oh maybe. Yeah, man, we're talking about TV a lot. If you guys are young listening to this and you don't know what TV is.
Oh my god.
Okay, okay. Sorry, this is unrelated. I was talking to my coworker at work, and like she's a younger staff, and she's like 17, becoming 18, and we're talking about TV. And I was like, "Yeah, do you remember TV?" And she's like, "What's TV?"
What? What?
I
What do
was
you
like, or
mean you
TV. I
remember
mean,
TV?
I said, let me reword it. I said, "Do you remember YTV or Teletoon?" Because Canada, aka this is the American way of saying, "Did you watch Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network?" And she said, "I don't know what that is."
What
And I
the
was like, "What? How do you not
fuck?
know?" And I like, I don't know what's that. It's like channel. this channel, that channel. And you're like,
SpongeBob.
channel.
Do you know SpongeBob?
They know SpongeBob, but they don't know like the channels, right? That's like this weird.
That's
like
crazy to me.
people who are 17 now and like maybe 16 and younger, they don't grow up with television.
That's insane to me because I was still watching TV by the time I was like 19, and that would have been like 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
Like,
it's bonkers. Like TV is a dead, not a, I don't want to say dead. It is dead. Let's be real.
It's like I've bought like so many DVDs of like shows I really liked as a kid or even now. I've bought so many because everyone's always saying like physical media is going out the door. Like, so you better buy as much shit as you want. Like,
yeah, but my physical media has the making of Lilo and Stitch, unlike your.
I actually had this conversation last night, funny enough, where I was just like, I'm getting so depressed that like more and more places are just getting rid of DVDs, and like companies are just like getting rid of, like, they're not even doing like DVD box sets of shows anymore. And I'm like,
they have DVDs in the library. Like my go-to library has DVDs and Blu-rays, and like that's just how it'd be. It's like now it's considered old media, like books.
Well, it's like I still think about how I think like last year Best Buy announced like, oh, we're not doing DVDs anymore. And I'm like, that was like the best place to go to get DVDs, like big electronics store. That was like one of the best places to get DVDs. And last year they were like, yeah, we're not doing DVDs anymore. Like,
it's next up is video game aisles, like at Walmart. It used to be PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox, and now PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox is in the same like tiny kiosk, and they push everything else for like the VR Oculus kiosk and the computer parts kiosk. I'm like, Jesus.
There's a Walmart near where I live, and the entire video game section is maybe like 20 feet. It's like maybe like 5 rows of things, and that's it.
Oh man,
like, yeah. It's just like 5 rows, and then behind is like controllers and stuff, and that's it. Like, it is just one aisle. I'm like, I remember the video game section back in the day. It would be like little kiosks. Like they'd have like a little demos for GameCube games or PlayStation games and stuff like that. Or it'd be like 2 rows, like 2 aisles worth of game stuff. And now it's just this little nook and cranny like spot in a Walmart.
You have to literally crouch to look at the games you want to see.
God, we sound so fucking old right now.
I was born in the 2000s.
I was born in the mid to late 90s. So.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Well, when people call you old now, when you were born in the 90s, now people call you old, and I'm like, I'm not that old.
Yeah. It's just like media is so different. And you know what? Like that's something my VTuber, and I think that's why people feel so much appeal in my VTuber, where there's this kind of like what if when I made my VTuber of like, what if like VTubing was an old media? Like what if it was the 60s and Rankin Bass was still doing things, and they're like, hey, let's do a VTuber. AlpineShowtime would be that what if. And like literally like I shrink to the aspect ratio, like the not 3x4 was it back then? Maybe
4x3.
4x3. Yeah, I shrink to the 4x3 aspect ratio whenever I zoom in my VTuber. I purposefully put grain on, and I purposefully make the screen blurry on purpose because 2026 you don't need to do that. But I do it because to me, there's something more magical about watching like
old shit.
Yeah, just old stuff. Watching a kids movie on YTV, aka Nickelodeon on Americans. And it'd be like, hey guys, today we're showing, I don't know, Flubber. And like it'd be grainy, you could barely see it. If you touch a screen, you could feel a little static on your fingers.
Oh god.
To me, that was magic.
I remember that.
That was magic.
You like you like put your hand to it, and then you can just feel, and you can like even hear it a little bit, like the like from the static of the TV.
Yeah, and you could see like a black like dot like form on the TV.
Like my favorite was like when you'd put a VHS. My favorite is when you'd put a VHS tape in, and you'd hear that little phone, like that little like doop, 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 like right at the beginning.
Oh,
like okay. That's an obscure. I don't ever hear people talk about that. I remember like VHS tapes back in the day.
I'm DVD era. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's fucking. I'm old.
Sorry. I've only like put one VHS tape in a VHS in my entire life.
I'm a VHS. I had VHS. I had multiple VHS tapes.
I don't know how to use a VHS player. I know you're supposed to rewind it. I know that much.
You take the VHS tape, you open up the flap, and then you put it in.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Next time I see a VHS, I'm gonna remember this moment. I'll be like, "This is it. I've been preparing for this." Some stop motion VTuber I am doesn't even know how to use a VHS.
Well, it's like I remember back in the day, like you'd hear, I don't even know what it was, but you'd hear like a little like a little digital cell phone like sound at the beginning of some VHS tapes sometimes, and I never knew what that was, and I still don't know what that was.
You know what I miss?
What?
This was everything in the past, and I don't know where this has gone. Okay. 3, 2, 1, buttons. On my TV, on my consoles.
Oh,
I miss buttons. PlayStation used to have... You know what? Actually, you had a PS4. I'm assuming you had the PS4 Classic, right?
Yes.
Where's the power off button?
Oh God, don't. Well, because I had the PS4 Classic, and then I got a Slim because mine actually broke, and they were just like, oh, we can just trade it in for a Slim, and I got a Slim, and now there is a power button on the Slim, which is nice. But
there was a power button on the Classic, but where was it?
Where was it? When I bought it, I would just put it in rest mode because I just assumed that meant turning it off. And then I found out like 2 weeks into having it, oh no, that just means you've basically just had it on for like 2 weeks straight. Yeah. And I was like,
because like, they expect you to just hold on to it and then turn it off. And I used to complain to my friends about being like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Because like, okay, I sent this picture of a PS4. I'm telling you right now, to look for the power button, you probably clicked zoom.
Well,
you have to zoom in on it.
Yeah, it's that itty bitty little like little notch in the side that like you. And here's the thing: it doesn't even feel like a button. Is the other thing?
It feels like
it feels like you're pushing up against like plastic. It doesn't feel like a button. Like
it's absolutely dumb. And like, you know what? I don't own a PS5, but I was thinking about this again. I was like, okay, a PS5. Where's the power off button?
Oh, that you couldn't even pay me to figure out what that is.
Like, I know it's there, but like back then, you know, when you want to turn off the PS2, you press the power button. You turn off the PS2. You know, when you want to turn off...
The Switch has a power button, and it's like this itty-bitty little button on top. Like, itty-bitty little button.
Yeah.
It still feels like a button, but it's so small, like, you probably wouldn't even notice it the first time you held the console. Like, that's the other thing.
And, like, TVs also, like, some TVs you need the remote. Like, there's no buttons at all, not even touchscreen buttons.
I mean, thank God my TV has, like, a power button on the side, but, like, God, I remember back in the day when the power button used to be on the front.
Yeah, and it used to be round, and it used to be really appealing to click, and it would
make a little clicky sound if you pushed it.
There used to be a time where buttons fit your fingers. Okay, so I was thinking about this memory. I have a nephew, right? And I gave him a controller for his phone because he's gaming on his phone. I was like, okay, I have the spare, controller. You could hook up your phone and play it. So I got it for him. He threw it away just to continue playing touchscreen. Like, it's so weird that kids are used to touchscreens now. That like buttons are just odd to them. Like I whenever I show a kid a controller, they're like, "What is this?" I'm like, "What?"
It's why I'm happy that my nephew plays games with me. Like he actually like uses controllers and shit.
Thank God. Yeah, cause like mine don't. Like some do, but they're to play Fortnite with their friends and stuff. That's next generation. Look at me. I'm old now. Oh, no.
Again, we sound old. We sound very, very old right now.
I'm your long forgotten imaginary memories coming here to bring you back these memories.
Just have your characters animate your character ranting about DVDs for like a solid 10 minutes.
You know my hobby is burning CDs and burning music into my CD player.
Really?
That's my hobby. Yeah, I have an iPod and iTunes. And I like to burn, like, my friends. I ask my friends, like, what music do you like? Give me your playlist. And I convert it into a CD, and I burn it. And I draw my friend's face on each
That's
CD.
that's fucking sick.
Yeah, that's my hobby. I love doing that. So, uh, I yeah, we're in different times. One of the things I was watching a YouTube video, and I watch YouTube videos about like how to fall in love with playing games again because I'm trying to bring back my video game love. And one of the videos, the guy brought up an interesting point. He said like we're in a time period where media we consume is designed to consume. When we were growing up, we were able to chew, if that makes sense.
There's a streaming service called Tubi.
Yeah.
And they recently acquired like a shit ton of Cartoon Network's library because HBO Max like was stupid and they got rid of their entire animation library. Tubi got a lot of Cartoon Network stuff, and I remember the week that happened, there were a bunch of people bitching online about having to sit through ads. And I was like, you grew up in the 2000s watching like 7-8 minute ad breaks.
You're watching the same Monster High ad.
Like you literally like when I was seeing like grown men and grown women bitching about how like I'm watching Billy and Mandy and there's like a fucking like 6-minute ad break in the middle of it. I'm like, yeah, like when Billy and Mandy was on TV, like back in the day.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm a big Powerpuff Girls fan. I love the Powerpuff Girls. Not really.
It was. I mean, I love Powerpuff too, but it just annoys the shit out of me that there were people who are now bitching about ad breaks in the middle of their show, and I'm like, that's how TV works. That's how it worked back in the day.
Yeah, because I have Disney Plus now, and I'm watching Disney Plus, and I'm watching for the first time ever Gravity Falls. I'm like, oh, sweet. I'm happy there's ads because the ad breaks make sense now. In a weird way, it gives me that nostalgia. But I hate on YouTube. The minute that like because YouTube used to be a box, and you could just press X on the box.
Yep.
Now it's like it blocks your whole thing.
Little pop up on the bottom. Little pop up on the bottom, like of the screen.
Yeah, you click it. And I love telling my nephews this little trick to make you sound cool and old. You tell the kiddos, you're like, back in my day, there was no ads. The kids would be like, shut up, crap.
Yeah, the extent of ads back in like the first 3 or 4 years of YouTube was just a little pop up on the bottom of the screen that did not interfere with the video. Like,
yeah, and then sometimes if you're lucky, your ad is a Flash game on the side of your favorite Flash game website. It's like a full game. You hover your mouse over it, and
I remember
now you're playing Habbo.
They used to advertise DVDs back in the day with little Flash game ads on the side, like stuff like that. I remember they used to do that all the time. Like,
oh man,
they were like, "Here's an ad, Kung Fu Panda coming out July 5th on DVD. Here's a little Flash game on the sidebar while you're waiting, like for this thing."
Oh, I can't tell if the internet. You know what? The internet felt more like a people's thing in the past. That's how I'll describe it, like a people's thing. But now, like the internet now feels like all the like corpo rich, greedy people got the. I don't know if this makes sense.
There's no soul to like anything.
There's no soul.
Anymore. It doesn't feel like anything is made. I mean, even back in the day, we were being spoon-fed advertiser bullshit even when we were kids.
But it was way more digestible, in my opinion.
It felt like commercials back then. You watch old commercial compilations from like the 2000s. They feel like they gave more of a shit to like have fun advertising something like back then.
Timmy, you know what I'm going to do to you today?
Well, that wasn't even an ad. That was a PSA.
But that had more heart.
I think about one of my favorite old commercials is this old pizza bagels commercial from like the early 2000s, and it's Tony Hawk, because back when Tony Hawk was like a huge thing back in the day, and I remember it's like these kids watching Tony Hawk on their TV, and he like flies off camera, and they're just like, "Where'd Tony go?" And then he crashes through the ceiling onto their TV, and they're like, "Whoa, Tony Hawk!" And he just steals their pizza bagels. And like, I look at that, and I'm just like, that feels so much more fun than like most shit now. Like just that
my
like,
favorite
20-second ad.
I love the Mega Bloks Spider-Man 3 Mega Bloks ads as a kid. That was my favorite
I might
because it
have
was
seen
a
that, but I
full
don't remember.
stop motion like series recreating some events, but like with of course twists of like the Sam Raimi like, but in Mega Bloks. And I was like, oh my god, it's like Mega Bloks stop motion. And this is I would watch this on repeat. I would literally go on YouTube just to watch this. Like,
Oh, I remember there. I have the Zoo Books commercial like burned into my fucking brain.
Zoobucks.
Oh, did they not have that commercial in Canada?
What's Zoobucks?
So Zoo Books was a subscription-based magazine back in the 90s and 2000s. It still exists. It was once a month you would get a magazine about a specific kind of animal, and the whole magazine would just be dedicated to information about that animal.
Uh-huh.
And it was just these like fun, easily digestible magazines for kids, and there were games and stuff like that. And I remember that commercial was from like 1992, and they were still playing that damn commercial in like 2007. Like, and they never filmed like new stuff for it. It was clearly a commercial from like the early 90s. Like, it was like, it looked old. I still remember the opening. I can memorize that entire commercial like verbatim, because they used to play it all the time. It's like, now your child can visit steamy jungles, grassy plains, and the dark depths of the oceans to meet and learn surprising facts about the magnificent animals that live there. Did they ever have a commercial that they just played like nonstop religiously, like when you were a kid?
What do we have? We had like the House Hippo.
Oh, that was one that my friends have told me about.
Yeah, the House Hippo is a classic. I used to beg my dad for one. My dad would always say like, we'll get you one day. And he knew that the ad was like about fake hippos.
The ad is literally about fake ads. Like,
and he would like laugh at me for believing it. He would never tell me it was fake to the day till his grave. It's crazy. I'm trying to think of an ad.
Did you have like the Tootsie Pop commercial with like Mr. Owl? Did you have that one?
Tootsie Pop, Mr. Owl. No.
That is a commercial from the 60s that they were still airing in the 2000s.
No. I'm trying to think. Nothing's come to mind. I don't know. Yeah, I'm blank. It's I wish I could go back and watch it. We had what ads did I see as a kid? I saw a lot of like online video game ads, such as Moshi Moshi Monsters.
Oh my god, I haven't heard that name in like 20 years almost.
Yeah, Moshi Moshi Monsters.
Do you have Neopets? Did they have ads for that back in the day?
I never saw an ad, but I did play Neopets. So I played the game, and you know, there's a really crazy PS2 like RPG. That's like Zelda-like.
Is it was like the Tale of the Dark Fairy or something like that?
Yeah, the Tale of the Dark. I had that game. That was like one of my first PS2 games. So
I love that Neopets was so committed to their aesthetic that they never changed how that website looked. That website looks almost exactly the same, like as it did 20 years ago. It looks almost.
I haven't been there in a while.
It looks almost exactly the same. Maybe they changed it in the last couple years, but I remember checking a couple years ago, and I'm like, how the fuck does this website still look like it's from 2006? Like, they have not changed a thing about this website.
Wait, is Neopets on Switch?
What?
Website.
There's no way.
I just saw the website. And there's this image. Literally, the first image that appeared was this.
There's no way. Oh,
is Neopets on Switch?
Okay, yeah, no, I guess they did do a massive rebrand of the website in the last couple years, but I remember like 2 or 3 years ago, it looked almost exactly the same. Games. Okay, now I need to look this up. Neopets Switch. Now I need to see this.
I'm curious.
Neopets Mega Minigame Collection on Switch.
What?
Is it a compilation of the Flash games? There's no fucking way.
That's
if that
so
isn't
weird.
if they put for $25, if they actually put a compilation of Flash games on the Switch, that would actually be crazy.
Okay, but the physical edition says it comes with like trading cards and stickers.
Oh my god.
So
oh my god, it is! Lovingly remastered collection of 26 fan-favorite mini-games from the golden age of Neopets. Oh my god, it is a fucking $25 Flash game collection on the Switch.
You know what? This sounds crazy. I actually would 100%. If Newgrounds did a Flash game remaster collection, like best of
Oh,
Newgrounds Flash
like
games,
Alien
I would buy that.
Hominid, Newgrounds Rumble, Alien
Yeah.
Hominid, like that kind of shit.
You could put like the Flash Binding of Isaac demo on it just for funsies.
Probably
Um,
not any of the old Pico stuff. I don't know how well that would have aged.
yeah, maybe we could.
Oh,
You can't even change the writing.
Madness Returns. Like you could do
I
those
love
games.
Madness.
I was gonna
Oh
say
man.
I was gonna say the Madness games. I'm
Yeah, because
trying
we
to
keep
think.
getting the Capcom collections, right? And we keep getting like Atlas collections, like Kunio, but we don't get like Flash game collections. What if that's a future? Like Flash
I
game collection,
I
a
think the
Congregate Armor
problem.
Games pack.
I think the issue with like a Newgrounds collection would be that you'd have to go through like multiple channels because those were all made by different people.
You would,
So
yeah,
that'd probably be the issue with doing that.
yeah. Especially, I would play an Armor Games one if it had like The Last Stand and
Or
Crush the
Congregate.
Castle.
Congregate.
Congregate.
That was another
If it
one I
had box
remember.
heads, I love. Do you remember box heads?
Oh yeah, was that the one where it was just like a zombie game where you were just
It's
killing a shit ton?
zombies.
Yeah.
I used to play box heads at my cousin's house all the time. Oh
Oh
my
my god, I haven't thought about this in so long. Looking at
See,
pictures of
this is the long forgotten imaginary theme. This is the this is my theme.
I did not expect this much nostalgic whimsy during this discussion.
Yeah, no, that's my specialty. Uh yeah, now I did not know there was a Neopets Switch
That's
release, and
crazy that
now I
they just
know.
put like a Flash game compilation on Switch. That's
I kind of want more of
insane.
those. I kind of want more. I want more companies to do that, but I don't know how. I just want it.
Well, and I guess because we were talking about this before the stream, I like
Yeah.
with streaming. I guess is there ever like any sort of anxiety with having to stream, especially with using like a VTuber model?
Every day, every time. You know, they used to say Frank Sinatra used to throw up before a performance. It feels like that. Literally, I will like turn on the starting student screen, and I'll just stare at the screen until I'm like, "Am I ready yet? No. Am I ready yet? No. Am I ready yet? No." Like, just keep doing it until I say yes. Especially with my model. My model's very experimental. Like the thing is, like VTubers, they have an established like tracking method, right? Usually VTubers they have like they do it on a V8 tube if they're PNG. They do it on VTube Studio if they're like the 2D face tracking style, or they do it 3D. But me, I made my own software, and I'm not a programmer, so sometimes things just don't go as planned. But I tell myself that like in an era where people like think they could cheat out art with AI generated graphics,
Ugh.
it's good to show your mistakes because that's what makes a human. And that's my mindset for that. What makes art special is the journey it took to make that. And just briefly like touching because that's a whole can of worms, generated images. Bleh. Um the whole idea that you could just type a prompt and get it done is not nearly as exciting as hearing about a guy who painstakingly drew Santa Claus with pixel by pixel on MS Paint. You know?
God, I still think I sometimes will have that video pop up in my recommended. That like
Yeah?
MS Paint Santa video. That's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fucking God, like 18 years old, I think.
Yeah.
Or
Because that's
like that,
exciting. That
or like the guy who like recreated the Mona Lisa in MS Paint.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That challenge is fun.
What was it like creating your own software? Because that
It
sounds insane to me to actually make your own software for this.
so originally I wasn't, right? I had a method. It was VTube Studio and OBS. And believe it or not, I used to have 40 video files playing at the same time. And VTube Studio would have a green screen and it'd be an illusion where it would green screen out, hide, and show exactly what I wanted to show by face tracking. I don't know how to give you a visual to explain what I'm talking about, but just trust me. 40 videos at the same time, every stream, and let's say maybe I'm playing Street Fighter or something. my computer is gonna like hog and chug, and it did. It was horrible on my performance. So I was like, okay, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to learn to make a software. So I used the game engine Godot, and I have experience using Godot as I used to do a few game jams on Godot when I was fresh into college, just for fun. But I'm not good at it. And it's just losing my train of thought. It's it's a nice way to make my computer breathe, and that's why the decision happened. But because of that, everything's so experimental. And also I want to like, if I could, I would love to just give the software out for free. I don't want to charge for it because I think, me personally, software should be free. This is my own philosophy. And then, we encourage artists to make their own stuff. But it's just something to make my workflow better and workflow easier, as well as like designing something. Because to be honest, VTubers kind of have a look about how they move. You know how Flash looks like Flash?
Yeah. Every
VTube Studio,
VTuber, they have that kind of floaty movement, like a lot of VTubers
yeah.
have that.
VTube Studio has that VTube Studio look. And, same for some 3D VTubers. They have that 3D VTuber look. So I was thinking, like, you know what? If I program my own software, I'm going to create a completely new look that's going to be unique to me, you know? And that's just kind of how I do it. And the reason why I do that is because I think VTubers focus too much on face. And I want to do a VTuber, especially with stop motion. There's not really not much face stuff you could do with stop motion. I want a VTuber who has posture. Like if you see the Doom stuff, the whole over the shoulder and they actually move with you. It's just such a fresh take on VTubing. It's like to actually be part of that subject, not be a model at the corner of the screen. You happen to be playing a game, but imagine a VTuber who's actually connected to that subject. If you're playing Doom, oh my god, you're actually like in Doom. Galvini's holding a gun. Or if you're playing a racing game, you could see them at the bottom of the screen. They're actually driving a car. So that's why I do it like that. It's this kind of love letter of limited animation and VTubing.
Oh yeah, because I forget, I don't know the guy's name, but I remember I saw like a VTuber not too long ago that I remember he was like playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He was able to map the controller to his hand movements of the character, so like the character would like push buttons on the controller when he would push buttons. And
yeah.
I still don't like how intricately animated that thing was. It doesn't look like a VTuber model. It looks like an animation with how like synced everything is.
I wonder how he did that because playing fighting games and using your VTuber model is really hard because you have to emote, but you can't like make your VTuber model look left and right and try to fake your face. You're going to look like how you look playing fighting games. And to have like, if we're talking about the same video, he like started to like having smear frames, right?
Yeah.
In his little animation, and I'm like looking at that like, wow.
It like kept changing too. It like wasn't just like he would be hitting the buttons. He would like then start smashing it with his fist, and he would like start moving the control stick. And
I don't know how he did that.
How the hell did he do that?
Because like I have a theory of how I would do it, where I would make like a meter, where like it depending on your button like speed, like if you press your buttons too fast, too much, then your animations will change a different set. That's how I would do it, but that's VTube Studio. I don't know how he did that. That's very impressive. And that's a great example of like, making your VTuber connected to the topic of what you're doing. Cuz I want to try VTubing and pushing beyond just being a cute model on the bottom right of the screen. I want to like include this animation touch that I was raised to understand and make it feel natural. Or unnatural. Sometimes unnatural is really fun. I don't know an example yet, but sometimes unnatural is funny. MS Paint. That's fun and unnatural.
Well, and what was the process with like the Freddy Fish model or like the Putt Putt model that you made?
So literally, I was in a VC and I was doing updates to my software, and I was like, oh man, everyone thinks that my software is only for stop motion stuff. And I was bummed out about that. And then my friend, he wasn't even serious about this. He was like, it'd be funny. It would be funny if you did a putt-putt model. And I took that personally, and I made it. And he wasn't even like, insisting on it too much. He just said that for like 5 seconds, and bing, bang, boom, I made it right there in the spot. And I was like, this is a good, like, nostalgic art style that's forgotten, because it has to be nostalgic and forgotten for me to do it. And it would be a good way to showcase my model. But now, even more misconception. People are saying I'm making a PNG tuber software. It's a video. I use video files, not PNG files. But that's how that happened. And then the Freddy Fish was because when I made Putt Putt, people commented. They said, "Freddy Fish next, please." So I was like, fine.
I'm trying to even think of like an older game. I was thinking like maybe like other. I was trying to think of like other point and click games because I was trying to think like what other stuff is there that has that like.
We got Pajama Sam. Spy Fox.
Spy Fox. I was thinking like
some
of those living books games, like the green eggs and ham, like those they were like interactive storybook games. That was like another one I was thinking of because I used to have those as a kid, where it was like
I think I had an Alice in Wonderland one.
Yeah, they had like Dr. Seuss ones. I remember there were a bunch of ones for like Arthur books.
Because like 90s PC game era, not low poly, but like 90s PC game point and click era. That's a VTuber model style that, like, I'm certain there's a VTubers 4. But like to explore that, like in my Freddy Fish stream, I literally animated a mouse just hovering around the screen for no reason, and I did that just to stay true to the style. It's not my mouse; it's just a video file that's looping of a mouse hovering over the screen.
You should have it where like it just goes across the screen every so often.
That's what it does.
Yeah, annoy the shit, annoy the shit out of people thinking their mouse is moving.
Yeah. So, no, that was such a fun project. There's so much styles I want to explore. I have like a list, but usually I do the ones I think on an impulse, like the putt-putt model.
I'm trying to, because I remember there was another thing I played. I was trying to think of like old games I played as a kid. I remember I played like Zoombinis. That was a math game.
Okay.
And it was honestly, it kind of works for a VTuber concept. I'm not saying to do this. I'm just saying now that I think about it, I'm like, fuck, this actually could be a fun VTuber idea. Because you play as like this little race of like little blue bird motherfuckers, and you can literally customize every single one of them. So every single one of them in your group is unique. There's like 20 of them. I think you have 20 per party. And it's a bit old.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
There we go.
That's so cool. Okay, and you move them, and I'm assuming it's like math related.
Yeah, it's all math related stuff. It's all the stuff is like math questions. It's not like 5 + 7 =. It's more so like problem solving, like math.
Yeah.
It's not like actually like 5 × 15 = 47. Like not like that kind of shit.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta make a Papa's Pizzeria style model. That's up there. My list is Walson Gromit. We have a Papa style model. There's the MS Paint model I got to do more of.
Club Penguin.
I want to do one. Club Penguin. I never played Club Penguin.
I never played Club Penguin either, but I was just thinking of like famous like internet computer stuff.
But also like animation styles too. There's other animation styles. Like I want to have a Scooby-Doo style model, like 60s Hanna-Barbera.
Well, Hanna-Barbera is interesting because you could do a lot of stuff with Hanna-Barbera. Not even just Scooby-Doo, just in general with Hanna-Barbera. Though you need to make it so the body never moves. The head is the only thing that can move.
Yes, and that's gonna be the fun part.
I was gonna say
you have to have the body.
You have to have it where like only the head can move.
And you'll see a little like blink animation every once in a while.
Yeah. Well, it's like for people that don't know, the reason that all Hanna-Barbera characters have collars or ties or like anything around their neck is because they didn't want to take the extra effort to actually animate neck movement. So they would purposefully put a cutoff where the character's head was. So the head would be basically a separate piece on the animation cell.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
That's why
That makes
Yogi
sense.
Bear has a tie, and why Huckleberry Hound has a tie, and why Scooby has the collar. I mean, that makes sense. But like Fred and Barney have like collars. That's why all Hanna-Barbera characters have like very specific like stuff where their neck should be, because they didn't want to take the extra effort to actually animate neck movement.
That's good to know. So when I start doing my Hanna-Barbera stuff, also helps that Verdana already has a big bow.
Yeah, because I was trying to find like, yeah, here we
Yeah.
go. I was trying to find like a picture of like all of them. I'm like, yeah, that's why all these characters that have like just weird stuff around their neck that they shouldn't have, just have them, because they just didn't want to bother animating neck movements or anything.
Oh, that's a picture you find, but I ended up finding out this picture.
What did you find? Oh my god.
Oh, whimsy. Oh, there used to be a time.
I miss that aesthetic when like voice actors or like animation directors would like take photos and they just have people like draw their characters on them or whatever. I miss that.
I just recently watched Chip and Dale, the new one. The mixed live action. That was such a weird movie. That's like one of the weirdest things.
It is a weird fucking movie. I still don't know how the fuck they got away with half the characters in that fucking movie though.
Yeah, just the whole Seth Rogen bit where like all Seth Rogen voice acted characters.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this movie? It's like because one of my favorite movies of all time is Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh yeah.
And it was kind of like it felt like a spiritual successor.
It's the closest thing I think we've ever had to like a modern Roger Rabbit. It's not nearly as good, but I'd say it's the closest.
That's a big bar.
Come to have a movie that close, like in quality or at least in theming.
Yeah, in theming, because I kind of wish for more of that. Because I remember as a kid, I used to believe that Dumbo was real because of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and they had that scene where Dumbo was flying out the window. I was like, oh my god, you're telling me Dumbo was real this whole time?
Michael Jordan got to meet Bugs Bunny? Like,
wait, so if Shaggy was real, why'd they get Matthew Lillard to be like Shaggy?
God, I love that. Looney Tunes Back in Action is such a good movie. I love that movie so much.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about Looney Tunes Back in Action. That's one of my favorite movies, actually.
I love that movie
I love that movie. I didn't realize I switched properties in the middle. I thought I was talking about Who Framed Roger Rabbit. They just mixed.
I really do miss that aesthetic of like animated character in like a live action world, and I'm not talking like the Yogi Bear movie or like not like the Sonic movie or Rocky and Bullwinkle or like that stuff. Some of those are like decent. Some of those are decent, and some of those are the Smurfs. But like I remember.
Yeah,
I just miss that aesthetic of like just having the world inhabit the live action world. I miss that, where it was just like,
imagine they did that to the Minecraft movie where it was like the 3D Minecraft style meets the real world.
I was thinking like, oh, if you had like oh my god, I just thought like a live action Harvey Birdman, but like all the Hanna-Barbera characters are still animated. Oh, that'd be so cool.
That actually would be really cool. That's a great idea.
That'd be such a cool idea.
I keep pitching, God, in a heartbeat, if I was told to be like a director for a Little Big Planet movie, I would want like a stop motion style Little Big Planet TV show or Little Big Planet movie.
Oh yeah.
Think how cool that would be.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Sackboy's like an actual like stop motion model, and like everything's made by hand.
I remember one of the weirdest things I remember ever hearing about with like animated hybrid shit. I remember years ago, and it's probably not happening anymore, but I remember years ago they were going to do a Rabbids movie, like Rayman. They were going to do a Rabbids movie, and it was going to be a live action animated hybrid, but it was going to be stop motion.
Huh.
And I remember hearing about that, and I'm like, I'm going to be honest, I want to know what that would look like.
That sounds really cool. Oh, you know what's coming out that is like that, like hybrid style? We're getting finally like Coyote versus Acme.
Oh yeah, no, I've been following that since it got canceled.
Yeah, we're getting that.
I am a big Looney Tune nut. I've been following that ever since that got canned. I am so
Yeah.
happy that's finally getting a theatrical release.
I love how they're advertising it, where it's like, this is the movie they don't want you to see. I'm like, huh, double meaning, double meaning.
I do really wonder if that was originally going to be the marketing campaign, and it just happened to work out perfectly, or that was what they decided to do after the movie got canned.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's so funny that that's what the slogan is now. Because that works really well advertising like that. Like, they don't want you to see this. The movie.
Well, like, did you see The Day the Earth Blew Up?
Oh, I saw it in theaters.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, I was the only one.
I was the only one.
Yeah, no. I literally was like, I could do this. I did push-ups in the middle of the theater because I could. I was like, this is my one time I could do push-ups while watching a movie in a theater.
Oh, I purposefully go to theater. I do purposefully go to theater screenings at weird times because I know there's gonna be nobody there. Because
really?
I don't like being around a shit ton of people in a theater.
Yeah.
And so I will purposefully go out of my way. I'll be like, 1:30 on a Wednesday sounds like a good enough time for nobody to be there.
Yeah.
I think because I have tickets to the Digital Circus screening on the 6th, and that's at 4 on a Saturday, and I know for a fact there's probably going to be 50 or 60 people in there, and I'm like, I don't wanna be around a shit ton of people. Because all they had were afternoon shows. They didn't have any early afternoon shows at all.
For Digital Circus specifically?
Yeah, for the Digital Circus finale screening that they're doing at my theater.
Yeah.
Everything was evening or after late afternoon shows. There was no 1 o'clock shows or anything.
Mm-hmm. I gotta do a stream because I only see the one episode of Digital Circus. Maybe one day I'll steal a little note because Lala did this recently where Lala watched all of Digital Circus with her chat. I might do that. I might steal that idea.
You have a week and a half until the finale, so
I'm patient. I can wait after the finale. What am I gonna? If I don't know the story already and I get spoiled, it's not gonna mean anything. Unless it's crazy. I don't know.
Well, because there was a leak recently where the entire movie got leaked online a week and a half early.
Is that what I heard? Where Gooseworks just said, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, what can you do at that point?
Also, it sounds like Gooseworks is kind of intimidated by how popular. No, because I was thinking about. I was like, man, I would hate if because I have my own VTuber with. It's kind of a show. Right, with its shorts. And it's if Alpine got that popular, I don't know what I would do. I'd be so burned out.
What,
just seeing
Iron Mouse popular, that kind of thing.
Yeah. No, it was crazy. Iron Mouse mentioned my VTuber one time, and I was getting comments being like, Alpine, right now, Iron Mouse is talking about you. And I'm like, man, imagine if it was vice versa, how crazy that would be. If I just say another VTuber and then all of a sudden people are commenting, it's they're talking about you. I don't know, it's wild.
15,000 more people now follow you because one person mentioned you, basically.
Yeah.
What briefly mentioned you one time.
It's really weird. I don't know. It's odd. Internet's a weird thing, like reputation and stuff. I play Sims, so I treat it like The Sims, where it's there's a popularity star meter. I shouldn't, but it's funny for me doing it that way.
Well, I'm trying to even think of the totem pole of VTubers right now. Who would be the highest? I guess Iron Mouse.
It's Iron Mouse for me. I'd say Iron Mouse is
I'm trying to think of
who
would be the most popular VTuber, and I think it would be Iron Mouse.
Yeah, 100%. Iron Mouse would definitely be the top. Actually, you know what? I don't know too much about because usually I just watch my friends. I don't know who is the most popular VTubers. I've been going to a lot of
That's the thing. I can think of Iron Mouse, but I can't think of I guess Sayu is another one. I know that there's a few.
I haven't heard of Sayu.
Oh, they're a voice. They're an actual anime video game voice actor, and they also happen to be a VTuber.
I know my partner loved Snuffy and Chrono. Oh no, I'm butchering it.
Lala? I know Lala's another big one.
Oh, dude, I got to see Lala grow. Like, I remember when Lala was just a Vroid. I'm so proud of Lala. Lala's like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Lala's amazing.
Trying to think, like, who would
Yeah.
be another big one? I can think
Yeah.
of like the non-English ones, like the
Shindex
non-English
is
speaking ones.
popular in the experimental side of VTubing. I know Shindex is popular. Um,
I'm literally
I don't
like
know.
just looking up a list, like who is like currently like the most popular ones.
That's crazy.
Kazuna. Well, I know about them, but I think
Yeah.
they're one. I think they're like the most popular like non-English one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Cottontail VA. That's another one I was thinking of. Though she's more NSFW VTuber, but I know
Uh-huh.
that's more like I think she does like half and half.
Yeah. I don't that's so interesting seeing the VTuber community has changed a lot in my 5 years. So it's interesting to see like names get brought up and names. I'm not even gonna bother bringing up the names I'm thinking of because I think they got canceled, but I don't know.
Oh, oh,
Because I took a year gap and then all of a sudden there are people I used to watch that like are not there
I
anymore.
come back
Maybe
and
they
everybody's gone, and
disappeared.
then I find out everyone did terrible things while I was gone.
Yeah. No, if you're in this community long enough, you hear some really there's a reason why my Twitch has like a no less like you have to be 18 years or older to chat on my Twitch.
Oh
There's a
yeah,
reason for that.
I have a couple friends who
Yeah.
do that, and they also have that where like it's an
Yeah.
18 plus, like you have to be 18.
Yeah, even though like my content is like reminiscent of like childhood nostalgia, I do not want kids on my like Twitch. I don't. It's not a safe place for them. Like this community, I don't think so. And that brings us up to the conversation we had earlier with the Roblox and Fortnite.
Oh, it's just
Uh,
that's just like
no control.
no moderation really.
Yeah.
No parental moderation of like children has also just been kind of a huge problem for years at this point.
Yeah.
Like
What a.
I never want to have kids, like ever, 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 ever,
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, I know I wouldn't be able to do it. I know
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the patience to do it. And two,
Uh-huh.
when you work in retail and you work in the food industry, you kind of learn to hate children. So,
Oh, I used to work at a theme park. I get you.
oh God,
Yeah.
what was that experience like?
My coworker, I feel bad for my coworker. A kid like went to her ear and just yelled as loud as he can, and she had to go home because it like made her ear deaf for a bit.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh
this is a
my
true story.
God.
Um, and then me, I just get like annoying kids. I remember one kid, he just like, yo, I'm so Sigma, and then they're just arguing back and forth. You're not Sigma, I'm Sigma, and it's just that. I'm like, oh boy, what is this? What is happening?
That that's like one of those conversations that I would hear, and I would just like if I
Yeah,
heard that when I was working my job, I would just like walk away. Like if I
yeah.
was just hearing that conversation in like the aisle where I was working.
I remember a kid threw a plastic Pokeball at me.
What they just chuck? Was it like hollow or was it actually like
I don't remember, and actually, but I remember it hurt a little bit because a kid's throwing a round plastic object at me, like physically. I guess in his mind, like he's gonna catch me, but what are you gonna do with a retail theme park worker? What type would I be? Fairy. Um, it's I remember another kid, he walked up, he had his iPhone around. It's like, I got like 100 people on my TikTok, bro. Yo, you wanna be look, there's 100 people on live stream. Say hi, you're famous, I'm like, get out of my face, kid.
I'm like internal. I'm like cringing internally. Like, well, I can like feel my face like scrunching up while you're explaining this to me. I'm just like, oh God, if a kid walked up to me and did that, I would just like, like if that happened to
Yeah.
me.
It's like, why are you live streaming me? Get out of my face.
Oh, I think about those
That's
poor
so
people
funny.
that work at like Disney parks like a lot.
Yeah,
When I hear about what you just said, I think about like people at Disney parks dealing with that like times 50, like
yeah,
just all the time having to deal with shit like that. And I'm like, I can't imagine working a job
yeah,
like that and having to deal with that like all day.
yeah. Cause
Especially if you're a costume actor because you can't talk. You can't say
and it's
shit.
hot. The weather
Yeah,
matters.
and you're
Because
boiling
usually
hot in that thing.
it's hot in that thing, and if it's a hot day, oh boy, good luck.
I was gonna say, I always hear those stories of like costume actors like, oh, they were so pissed off at me, or oh, they acted like they didn't care. I'm like, yeah, because there's somebody dying of heat stroke in a fucking hairy ass costume, and they had to meet like fucking 2,000 people today. I understand why they're not in a great mood. Like,
Theme parks are supposed to be magical, but when you work there, you realize
no.
I call it unhappy people in happy places. That's my little title. I have a little comic book I hide under my drawer that I draw of my experiences.
Is it vent art? Is it just your vent art of like your past job experience?
Yeah, I do with the ink pen. It's very fun.
Well, I guess to wrap this up, like what I always ask this to people is like, I guess what advice would you want to give to people who have any interest in what you do?
Uh, People are going to make you feel like your ideas suck, and it's not like unrealistic that you might do your idea that that person says that idea sucks, and all of a sudden they're like, "You're a genius." So if you're in like an atmosphere where you don't feel validated for who you are or what you want to do or what you want to achieve, you are in control of what you do, and don't let anyone tell you like you can't do something. And if you believe, try.